Hello and welcome to Poker News. The world's top professional poker players have recently made a stand and taken the television bull firmly by the horns. Tired of the bum deal that the WPT has been offering since its conception, the band of poker hopefuls are turning to the courts to help decide the future of the TV and promotional rights of players involved in the game. Up until now, players have had to sign away all image rights before being allowed to enter the tournament, meaning the WPT were free to use their images in any way they wished. The obligatory waiver also infringes upon the players' rights to give interviews during the game. The 7 players involved in the suit are Chris Ferguson, Andy Block, Howard Lederer, Joe Hatcham, Greg Raymer, Phil Gordon and Annie Duke. A recent press conference at the Harrah's Rio Hotel and Casino, home of the World Series of Poker, announced the filing of the lawsuit and aimed to show a united front towards the goal of levelling the playing field for all players when it comes to players' rights at World Poker events.
The Poker Players Alliance, a non-profit organisation which supports and attempts to uphold American poker players' rights, gathered an assembly of top players recently to discuss and publicly defend the future of online poker. The assembly guest list, which took place on the first day of the World Series main event, included fellow advocates for the PPA such as Chris Ferguson, Linda Johnson, Howard Lederer and Greg Raymer, all of whom strongly support the cause. However, as the future of online poker swings in the balance, small hope is at the door. It has been announced by Reuters that the online gambling bill will not be receiving any instigation by the Senate in the near future. This, according to the news group, is due to vast opposition to the bill that has been growing at an astounding rate, not without the help of groups like the PPA. Could this spell the end of what recently seemed to be certain doom for all American online poker enthusiasts? Or is it simply a minor glitch on the road to prohibition? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Poker News will be keeping you firmly in the loop.
Now let's take a look at who's made the most money at this year's World Series. Unsurprisingly, in first position is the winner of the much anticipated horse, David Chip Reese. During this event he made a staggering $1,700,000 and it's the only event he's cashed this year. Second place goes to the incredible Jeff Madsen, who, at the tender age of 21 and unheard of before this year's WSOP, has come first in 2 events, gaining 2 bracelets. He's also come third in another, thus proving he's no one-hit wonder. Altogether at this year's WSOP, he's made $1,400,000. The third spot goes to Andy Block, who came second in the horse event, which won him a cool $1 million. He's also come 8th in the $1,000 no-limit hold'em and 23rd in 2 other events. All these cashes accumulate to $1,100,000. Following in 4th is the prominent Phil Ivey, who's still on 5 bracelets, as he hasn't won any events this year so far. However, he came 3rd in the mighty horse event, which won him a satisfying $600,000. Altogether, Ivey has made a respectable $800,000 from this year's cashes. And finally, in 5th is Jeff Cabanillas, who's only cashed in 1 event so far. However, he did come first. It was a $5,000 no-limit hold'em game, which gained him $800,000.
Online poker is hugely profitable for the people that run the sites properly, with some of the bigger sites valued in the region of £4 billion. However, are they creaming too much money off the top, or merely just taking what is needed?
At the end of the day, they're a business. If you don't want to, pay the business, don't play.
Of course, if they rake anything, they rake too much money, yeah.
I think that there is sites, there is free out there, so if people who want to, they can play for free rake if they want to. So I think the rake is where it should be.
No, not really. Not for the... You look at Paradise and stuff, they're all about 9-10%. They're all about the same. I mean, it's fair enough for what they provide, and as long as the site's providing a good backup service, I don't see a problem with it. 9-10%, I mean, any casino's going to be taken about that.
For the bigger sites that provide the backing and the facilities for the players, no.
And finally, poker wonder boy Jeff Madsen became an overnight legend recently when he was crowned the youngest player ever to win a World Series event. Good job too, as his parents fronted him the $3,500 entrance fee from his college fund. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.